This was brought to my attention recently by someone who DM'd me, and we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive. I am not including this like as part of my cults and celebrity series because we're going to go a little bit more in depth on this, and it's a little bit more complicated and people are concerned, and it's like active and ongoing right now. Joshua Basset was just baptized a month ago at Bethel Church in Reading, and his fans are concerned. So I want to kind of do a deep dive on this and talk about what this might mean and like some advice I have for fans that are concerned about this. So for those of you who don't know, because I actually didn't before this whole situation, Joshua Basset is a Disney Channel star and a singer, musician, songwriter, band. He's on tour right now, so he does the singing stuff too. And he came out as part of the LGBTQIA plus community on Instagram almost 2 years ago. I believe it was May of 2021. And in February of 2023, I don't know if it was on the 15th or right before or what, he was baptized at Bethel Church in Redding, California. Bethel Church is a very culty church. Bethel is like as close as you can get to the culty church I was part of without actually being that church. I was in this same exact thing that Joshua is finding himself in right now. Joshua Basset actually had to make a statement about this baptism in this video that was going around because Bethel is like notoriously anti-LGBTQ. They have a conversion therapy ministry. I believe still to this day, but they have through years. And I just checked on their website because they have their beliefs listed to confirm that they do not believe in any sexual orientation other than straight. They do not believe in sex outside of marriage. Like they are very clear on what their beliefs are. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about those beliefs in a minute because I want to explain what they might be doing, what Joshua may be thinking. We can't know what Joshua is thinking, but I want to explain what they tell people and how they rationalize this and what they might tell you if you don't know exactly what their beliefs are. So anyway, Joshua Basset said, I visited this church and happened to get baptized here. I was unaware of some of their policies and beliefs and do not endorse all of them. He declared, my heart is for Christ and Christ alone. Now, he claims to not know anything about Bethel and not know what their beliefs are, but the person who DM'd me mentioned this name, Chris Godinez. I don't know how you would say that. Godinez. And this person, Chris, is on tour with Joshua Basset right now. Here is a picture of him praying with or praying over Joshua Basset before he goes on stage. It's very much giving Carl Lentz and Judah Smith going on tour with Justin Bieber vibes. And Chris right here is a student at BSSM, which is the Bethel School for Supernatural Ministry. That is where you learn to do prophetic ministry. I did a prophetic ministry internship when I was part of my other church. And Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry has all kinds of controversies and things to talk about as well. The culty coach that manipulated me and I was in that situation with was also a BSSM student. She was actually kicked out of BSSM. So she was too much for them, which is saying a lot. Anyway, Chris goes to Bethel Church and is a student at their ministry school and is on tour right now with Joshua Basset. So I'm not sure that Joshua Basset just happened upon this church that he was attending and didn't know anything about their beliefs, although they could be kind of duping him on their stance and policies surrounding the LGBTQ community. And fans are concerned that Joshua is being manipulated or coerced or harmed in some way. And I thought that was a bit extreme at first. I was like, I don't know, celebrities are treated well. Like, we don't know this person. We don't know what's really going on. We don't know how he knows the BSSM student. You know, all we know is that he's Christian. Maybe he's just a friend. Who knows? I didn't think there's anything to be concerned about. Except Joshua Basset has now deleted his Instagram post that he made almost 2 years ago. That was his big coming out post. I was looking for articles about what the Instagram post might have been, and you can see here when they link it, the post has been removed. If you go to his Instagram, you cannot find his coming out post on his Instagram anywhere. This is entirely my opinion. This is entirely speculation. This is entirely alleged and for entertainment purposes only, and nothing I say should be taken as fact. But I am of the opinion that Bethel really wants in on the celebrity action. They've seen how Hillsong has done it. They see how Scientology does it. They know a lot of these big operations, entities, like religions, LDS, JWs, use celebrities. And I think Bethel is pulling a play out of their book and wants to now gather celebrities for more notoriety, fame, money, all the things that cults use celebrities for. And it appears that Joshua Basset, someone must have known someone and made the connection. I think that's what's going on here. Now, as far as Bethel's stance on LGBTQ, what they will say is that anyone and everyone is welcome to worship at their church. I was really duped into thinking that my church was like very affirming and didn't care about this when I started going. I thought it was really progressive. Come to find out, it's not. But they will never keep anyone from coming into the church. They want anyone and everyone to come to the church, experience it, get saved, anything like that. So you will never be banned from coming, banned from worshiping, anything like that. But I had a friend once who was talking about religion and Christianity in particular, and she said something really profound, which explains how Bethel sees this. But she said, it's like they accept you for who you are and where you are, so long as you're willing to change. So churches like Bethel and Hillsong that hide this conversion therapy that they all are part of and do, they accept you for who you are and where you are so long as you then change. So it isn't unconditional acceptance and it isn't permanent acceptance. It's acceptance that they believe they can change you and they believe they will change you. And if for some reason they don't, if something happens, that's when the shame comes in. That's when they start telling you there's something wrong with you. That's when the problems occur. That's when it gets really harmful, because we know these beliefs are harmful. We know that anything except full affirming theology and acceptance is harmful and damaging. What we can't do, and what I don't want fans to do, is start spamming Joshua Basset or saying mean things about Christianity or the church or anything like that to him, or tell him he's being manipulated or he's in a cult or anything like that. None of that will be helpful. We can talk about Bethel. We can talk about their tactics. We can talk about undue influence. We can talk about him in context of this. But when I was in this, literally everyone called the church I was in a cult. And if you Googled it, everyone called it a cult. And I was like, who cares? Like, whatever. If it's a cult, then this is the greatest thing ever. And like, he won't see it, especially from fans, like people who don't actually know him in real life or know him intimately. He's not going to listen, and it can be more harmful and more damaging to poke or prod or accuse or anything like that. As fans and on the internet, I think we can talk about it. We can point out the harms. We can point out the problems. When it comes to Joshua personally, we can be gentle, we can be understanding, we can be open and not be mean to him or accuse him of terrible things. And as fans, you can be there for him if this for some reason does go bad and something does happen and he comes out years later and says, like, this is what happened, this is how I got in. Be his fan still. He'll need the support. And I didn't mean to make this a full 10-minute video, but it appears as though however much time I have on TikTok, I will fill up that entire time. So I hope this was helpful. This is like a rabbit hole I went down that I think is wild, and maybe you'll think it's wild too. But mostly I wanted to talk about it because it really looks like Bethel is going down the celebrity trail as if they needed another thing that made them more culty. So there you go.